And it was
Yeah,
moving.
we pushed the line too.
It moves quick.
Yeah.
I mean, I was out the door to start, and it took me about 25.
Yeah.
But well worth the wait, brother.
Thank you.
It was really,
Thanks.
really good.
Thanks.
So we're going to talk about something that happened over the weekend at your store. And those of you who maybe didn't see it on the local news, presidential candidate from Wisconsin, Scott Walker, was there, and we'll let you tell the story, but it has caused a big backfire, a big, I guess you'd say, brouhaha of people who maybe don't align with Scott Walker coming after you, which to me, this is dumbfounding. It is like stupidity at its greatest. So just to walk us through how it transpired, how you learned about it. I think you were down at Austin doing some scouting.
I was in Austin this weekend. We do research and development. We fly down like anywhere, Texas or Kansas City, and we eat barbecue and go to just get new ideas for our concept. And
You're still going to try to make it better, even though it's still the best.
Thanks.
I mean, that's pretty hard to improve on the best.
We're always trying.
Right.
But I was looking at I do our social media, so I was looking at my Facebook page, and I noticed a message popped up that said Sugarfire is anti-union. And I said, why would somebody write that on my Facebook page? That's odd. And they gave me like a 1-star review or something. I'm like looking at it, and I went in. The person who did it also had a Twitter page, and they had a big Twitter thing that I'm hosting Scott Walker and anti-union, this and that. And honestly, I didn't know who Scott Walker was. I don't follow politics.
You're
I don't want to know. I don't want to know. I see like my family and friends on Facebook, and I get depressed finding out all their stuff. And I just, and in my business, I would never say anything about anybody. I don't care. It can be.
Right.
Anybody's welcome to eat there. Right. Donald Trump can go. Hillary. I don't care.
Hillary, who cares?
If they have green money, you know, come on.
and they got an appetite. That's all we need.
Short of like O.J. Simpson, I don't, or Osama bin Laden. I don't think I would refuse anybody. I don't care.
Yeah, if you're buying,
I can care less.
If you're buying, right?
Yeah.
If you're buying and you're hungry,
why would
let's
I
go.
Care?
Let's go. We got a deal.
And I didn't even know and then I thought, man, I'm going to look up what this. I didn't even know if he was liberal, Democrat, Republican. I was going to look it up, and then I remembered I don't care what he is. If he wants to come, more power to him. And so I called the restaurant, and I said, what's going on with this guy? And they said, well, somebody called a couple of days before and asked if they could come and have an event there. And we said, no, we do 1,000 people on Sunday. There's a constant line. There's no room. We only have 40 seats. You get your food, and you got to, it's hard to get a seat.
Yeah.
And there's no holding tables. Right. We've had famous people come all the time. Anybody, big friends, family.
McGraw's probably been there.
Yeah, my own kids. No, I don't let anybody cut in line.
You don't even let McGraw have a table?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Just checking.
But we... So
they wanted a table. Scott Walker called and said, we want a table. You said no.
We said no. I'm sorry. Right. Well, I didn't take the call. One of the girls in the register took the call. But she didn't know who he was. But they said, we can't hold any tables. And they said, okay, we're going to come anyway. And they said, okay, that's great. So that's what it was. But I went, there was a link from the guy who was saying the mean stuff about me to an Evite from the Scott Walker campaign.
Saying he was going to be there.
He was going to be there. And frankly, the wording kind of looked like we were kind of hosting him.
Sort of, kind of.
It did. And so I sent a nice letter to their campaign manager. There was a link. I said, look, buddy, I'm real happy you're coming. I appreciate it. I think it's awesome you want to eat here. That being said, I'm not supporting you. I'm not endorsing you or anything.
Reword it. What was their response?
I said, do you mind rewording it or just taking it down or something, man? Because I'm getting a lot of blowback about this. And they sent me a really cool response back. Hey, we're going to change the wording. We're just going to pop in for like a minute. He's going to eat a sandwich or something, and he's going to shake a few hands, and he's going to bail. So I said, okay, that's great. I appreciate it. And so I did a screenshot of their letter and a screenshot of my letter. And at that point, I've got about 30 people on Yelp giving me a 1-star review.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Oh, yeah, people from Virginia, California, New York.
Who've never eaten in your restaurant.
Never heard of me before, who are saying, like, we're the worst, our barbecue's terrible. Oh, by the way, they're anti-union. I'm like, no, anti-union.
Social media sabotage, then. They're going after
They're trying to social media sabotage me. And so I'm in Texas all weekend. The whole time, all I'm doing is sitting on my phone, replying to all these people. With my screenshot, I say, hey, I never heard of this guy. We didn't host him here. Look at this letter. Here's a response. Apparently, he's going to come in. Although I'm not endorsing him, that being said, I'm not going to say no to anybody coming in.
You're not going to discriminate based on somebody's political view. If they like barbecue, they're entitled to come, right?
And a couple people were so mean. I said, and honestly, I'm embarrassed for you that you would try and sabotage my business based on some guy that's eating at the restaurant.
Well, and let me take this a step further. Scott Walker, I'm sure, puts gas in his car. Scott Walker, I'm sure, goes to a grocery store. Scott Walker and the other 15 Republican, nominees for president. There's 16 of them, right, running. So all these guys are going to all be coming to this city during this campaign, and they're going to be frequenting everything in town, right, from restaurants to convention halls to hotels to you name it. Are they going to boycott all them too? Are they going to start going after them? This is ridiculous.
But I would say most people were apologized.
Mm-hmm.
Most could be, but then some people were like, I don't care if you let that rat in your restaurant. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna ruin you. And
has it de-escalated?
It's de-escalated,
has
big
it a little
time.
bit?
A lot, big time.
But it caused you to have to go out there and try to defend yourself.
And just friends like. I got some family like in Farmington that's in the union, and they're texting me like, why would you host this guy? You know how, you're hurting my. I'm like, dumb. Nobody's hosting him.
Yeah, you don't check political cards at the door, right?
No, I don't care. I wouldn't endorse my own mother. I'm not endorsing it. It'd be stupid because it's so.
Because your mom might have enemies
down the middle. I mean, it's like 50-50 that you endorse anybody. Half the people are going to. I'm not going to alienate half my business. I do not care. But there is even a boycott Sugarfire Facebook page, and they had a lot of likes on it. But they actually took that down pretty quick when I sent them my responses. But we last night we did get a couple calls, and they just kind of scream, "You guys suck, Scott Walker," and I'm like, okay, whatever.
Well, and again, I guess you beg to differ. You have to ask the question: will this affect how you handle future potential visits? I mean, you are the hottest barbecue place in St. Louis. I don't care if you're a Republican or a Democrat. Will you have reservations about allowing if Hillary comes to town? She's, Bill loves his burgers. He'll probably want to come down.
No, anybody can come.
Anybody.
Yeah, I don't care.
That's right.
Yeah. No. However, I'm not going to let someone hold a rally out front, though.
Right. Well, you know what? I'm gonna put a plea out there. Everybody on KTRS. Listening right now and on KPLR TV, I want to encourage you in the next week or two to stop by Sugarfire and support their business.
Hey, thanks, Dan.
Because I'm serious. Because I'm sure there's going to be some backlash. I'm sure there's going to be some rumors. There's going to be things that it could hurt your business.
That's what I'm worried about. Just the people that are just like out like a plumber out in Wildwood,
and they catch wind of one or two buzzwords.
He
right?
caught a wind
Sugarfire,
about a couple weeks ago, and now he's like, I'm never going there again. But he's never going to hear. Yeah. He's not on Facebook with me saying, "Oh, this is crazy. We never supported anybody," But all he's thinking is, "Man, I don't like those guys."
Well, you heard it here. Mr. Johnson, Mike Johnson, owner of Sugarfire Smokehouse, is apolitical, and he needs people need to mellow out, stop threatening to boycott any business, not just your business.
Yeah, anything.
We just need to stop doing this, folks. We got to stop being so polarized as a country and as a community, and say that we're going to boycott a company simply because somebody with a different political view than you shows up and eats at your restaurant. Right, mellow out. Just say that's not America.
If I called them and said, "Please come here and do a rally. I want to do a fundraiser for you," and that's something different.
Sure,
you know what I mean. But
and some restaurants are very political.
Some people do that, but I would never. Right. People don't want to bake cakes for people. I would never do anything like that. Well,
it's funny because you don't hear, at least I don't hear, people boycotting a movie star who's out there taking a political stand against, or supporting somebody.
Most of them do too.
And they do. They're very political, but people still go to their movies. Unfortunately, it seems like, and again, I'm not stereotyping. It's this almost extreme left-wing people that think that they can bully you, and that's what this was.
I think so.
Sabotage, almost bully you into not letting Scott Walker eat while he's in town. And if it's not you, it'd be somebody else in some other restaurant. So I just say, if you're in the neighborhood down on Olive, right? It's in Olivet, right?
Yes.
Is it Olive?
Olivet, yeah.
On
Olive and 170.
Price and Olive, right?
Price and Olive, yeah.
Perfect. Well, just head down there. I promise you, number one, if you stop, it'll be the best barbecue you've ever had. It's phenomenal barbecue. But more importantly, just to support this guy, Mike Johnson, who's catching a lot of heat for simply allowing a presidential candidate to dine and visit with a few people and shake a few hands like politicians do. He was only there, about an hour, I heard? An hour and 15?
No, I don't even think he was there that long.
Not even that long?
No.
All right, well... kudos to you for being willing to come on the McGraw Show.
No, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me. It's really nice of you guys.
And to defend yourself and to defend really the right to all businesses to host anybody they want and not have to deal with political backlash from anybody in the community. So kudos to you.
It's really lightened up. I'm just want to get the word out a little bit for those people that might not have you know.
Hey, can we lighten the mood? If I take a quick break and we come back and you give me a couple of really good barbecue tips to close out the
for
show?
sure.
Would you do that?
Definitely.
All right, because this is barbecue season, and I got a big old roast a big old pork loin in my fridge,
nice.
and I want to figure
Nice.
out what the best way is to prepare it.
Cool.
This weekend, my daughter's having her 25th birthday party, and I thought,
Wow,
I got
nice.
the right guy in studio to hit up for some menu tips. So if you want
Nice.
some great grilling tips, we've got them for you when we come back on the Big 550 KTRS.
This is